This week we're looking at the book of 1 John, and we're talking about the joy of faithfulness. And John tells us that if you want to experience the joy of being a faithful child of God, you need to be a counter-cultural person. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, let's let John explain. Look at 1 John chapter 2, beginning at verse number 15. Do not love the world. Now, what is he talking about there? Obviously, he's not talking about people, because we read in John chapter 3 and verse 16, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son. Here in 1 John chapter 2, he's talking about the idea of the world's systems, the world's values, the way the world views things. Don't fall in love with the world's systems. Do not love the world or the things in the world. If anyone loves the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life, is not of the Father, but is of the world. And the world is passing away, and the lust of it. But he who does the will of God abides forever. We have a real problem. We're so preoccupied, at least I'm talking to those of you who are in North America. There's folks in other parts of the world where they're not quite as preoccupied as we are. We're preoccupied with everything. We're preoccupied with seeking after our next toy, a car, or maybe anything. You got to have that perfect riding mower, or that perfect chainsaw, or the perfect house, or the perfect wife, or the perfect husband. We're so preoccupied. And if you have children, you're preoccupied with your children being popular, and you want your children to be involved in this and this and this and this. And we're so preoccupied with the things of the world that we have no time for God. In the book of James, in James chapter 4, in verse number 4, listen to what James says. Adulterers and adulteresses, do you not know that friendship with the world is enmity with God? Whoever therefore wants to be a friend of the world makes himself an enemy of God. When you fall in love with the ways of the world, you have said goodbye to faithfulness. One of the realities is we live in the world around us, but we need to keep this in mind, that if we want to be faithful to God, we need to be preoccupied with what he would have us to be preoccupied with, and not what the world says we should be preoccupied with. Join us again next week for your Daily 180.